Happy Friday. Yeah, that's a little bit of Coldplay, baby. Yellow. It's a really nice song. I really know what it means, but it kind of draws me into it. The first time I heard it, I knew I liked it, and I saved it. Now it's one of my favorites. Trust me enough to let things happen without striving to predict or control them. Relax and refresh yourself in the light of my everlasting love. My love light never dim. Yet you are often unaware of my radiant presence. When you project yourself into the future, rehearsing what you will do or say, you are seeking to be self-sufficient, to be adequate without my help. That is a subtle sin, so common that it is usually slips by unnoticed. The alternative is to live fully in the present, depending on me each moment, rather than fearing your inadequacy. Rejoice in my abundant supply. Train your mind to seek my help continually, even when you feel complete, to handle something by yourself. Don't divide your life into things you can do by yourself and things that require my help. Basically, this is God saying, don't try to use me because you always need me. Even when you feel competent to handle something by yourself, don't divide your life into things you can do by yourself and things that require my help. Instead, learn to rely on me in every situation. This discipline will enable you to enjoy life more and to face each day confidently. This was inspired by the book of Psalms, chapter 37, verse 3 through 6, Philippians, chapter 4, verse 19. This is the reading for October the 10th. It's a powerful word because I often try to do this too. Like I feel inadequate or complete and competent to do certain things. Even when people piss me off or I deal with certain stuff like that, like yesterday was saying, if I'm talking to the Lord, I am pleased with your desire to stay close to me. So I say, Lord, I'm tempted by certain things. What do I do? Or I just start going to Christ. I'll be like, I feel um I feel unlike you in this moment. What is the cause? What is the root? Because I'm a sinner and I enjoy sinning and I will sin before the day's over with is what I'm used to doing. But as I spend time with Christ, I get to realize like certain ways about myself can be changed and should be changed. And that's what I realize to work on. That's the adjustments I make in my personality and the habits that I pick up along my life path journey. Um, Things that I can do and things that I can't do. I can do all things through Christ. Is what I believe in. It's what I read through Scripture, and I really took that to heart. Whenever that verse isn't true to me, is when I'm doing things on my own accord, my own wisdom, my own knowledge, and I find myself making a mess that I need the Lord to help clean up. That's what this year has been about. Just allowing the Lord to lead me and guide me, and learning how to relax. Enjoying peace in His presence. This year I wanted to do some things for myself, but listening to Jesus call, he was like, spend time with me and trust me, and I will add all things unto you. I said this year I want to do my digital marketing, YouTube type stuff or whatever, right? I got my own personal goals that I work on every day. And besides what I want to do for myself, God was telling me to get to know me. You spend time getting to know yourself a little bit, but you spend more time getting to know people, places, and things. Meanwhile, missing out on who you are and what you are. And this is how I've been finding myself. Um, I was like, it's no coincidence that I found this book. I didn't find it, but it was in my possession, and I didn't remember that I had it. Just like I got so much shit that I don't really care about, like it's material shit. I don't really care too much about these things. I have experienced it. It's all right, and I'm moving on. Um, this was a hidden jewel, just like any Bible in your house. It's a hidden jewel. If you don't use it, you never know what you're really missing out. Like it's a book. It isn't really enticing. It isn't seem to be is valuable. But this is a living word, whether it's through your daily bread, through whatever, right? That they're inspired from the book of the Bible and they're reading the Bible and they're putting it into a form that you can understand it and really get a deeper meaning of what the mind of Christ is like and who Christ is, who is our creator. A lot of you know a lot of different deities and spirits or whatever, but it's the same thing. It's the same difference. You learn how to do all these spells, all these different rituals. Why not spend a little extra time getting to know Christ and getting to know the mind of Christ and how to serve Christ, which doesn't require any sacrifices of people, but sacrifice of time. Just like you sacrifice your time to go work for money, you sacrifice your time to get to know somebody, you sacrifice your time to get to learn a new skill or trait. It just takes a little bit of time. That's it. That's all. And I truly believe that Jesus Christ is your Lord and Savior, and He died for our sins, and that's how you become born again in the kingdom of Christ. You don't have to. Not saying that this is a promise where everything is going to be all good, and no more worries and pain, and struggles, and all of that fantasy type of stuff. That's not what I'm saying at all. But if you truly desire peace, peace that this world can't offer you and can't give to you, this is what I'm offering you, and this is what I'm encouraging you to get to know what kind of pieces I'm talking about through Christ Jesus and His Word. This Word is what I've been using to guide me this year. It's a inspiring word for each day of the year, written by Sarah Young. Jesus calling, enjoying peace in His presence. That's what I just read from. And what you guys can read as well. It's a very powerful book. Been keeping my head straight. Success is 90% mindset. Success also leaves clues. You're pursuing your passions to be successful, whatever that challenge is, you're going to find ways to upgrade and elevate and evolve to that success being your reality. Whether it's you want to learn a new recipe and you get going on it, you get started and you make it. It might not turn out perfect, but you done it. That's success. Whatever your version of success is, let that be that to you and stay focused on your mission. Stay focused on your journey. Stay tunnel vision. Get started and don't give up. That's the only way to complete anything. I don't really come on here to talk about that. But this is powerful though, if you really want to live and live truly and not just be, blown by the wind, not having any purpose in life, no direction in life. A lot of people can't wait till the rapture to happen because they're not even really living. So anything that can take them out, they're ready to go. And that's a sad way to live. You're not even, you're just existing at this point, waiting on the rapture. Like what kind of life is that? God's word is not void and never comes back empty. God said He will return, and He will. But He also said He doesn't tell anybody the time of day. So to waste your life thinking that you know the day and time, you're trying to be God, just like this word said. You're thinking too far about the future. And meanwhile, you're wasting your present. Presently, not adding any value to yourself. Therefore, you think you'll be more valuable somewhere else, which is not the case. The things that you spend your time on, that you entertain these thoughts, that becomes who you are. And how good in the spirit world can you be if you don't evolve yourself, if you don't work on yourself? It's just like people in this realm, in this world, in this reality, you go from baby to man or from baby to woman, whatever your gender is. And some of you don't even know that, which is crazy. You spend a lot of time not getting to know yourself. Therefore, you're easily conforming to this world and confused like this world, not knowing if you're a boy or a girl, not knowing that you're supposed to be fruitful and not faggotish, right? A lot of different stuff that people just confuse. And I mean, if you heard whatever, right? The truth is the truth. I'm not here to attack anyone, and this is my truth. I don't have to be agreed upon with anybody. This is how I see the world. This is how I live through this world. And these are my beliefs. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's about virtuous living. When you're lost and confused, you can't really be of value to anything or anybody because you're confusing things. The devil is the author of confusion. Whenever you find yourself lost and confused, you're conformed to this world, which is a lost and confused place. That's why Jesus sent His Son to save this world, to open their eyes. 2025, a lot of people are starting to really wake up and become more conscious and really see what this world is going. see where the world is going and what the world has going on. Stay constantly distracted with the news about this side versus that side, red, blue, whatever it is to distract, right? But if you want to focus on that, just make sure you pick the right side and don't be switching sides looking weird. Because at the end of the day, there's no two masters you can serve. You're either going to do this or you're going to do that. And when it's all over with, how you decide to live your life, you're going to have to answer for that. Whether you want to be accountable now or later, when it's all over with, God's going to ask you, you never knew me, depart from me, get out my face, because I'm not here to play. And this is no playground. This spiritual battle that's going on now is very, very serious. That's why it's very serious that you pick a side and stick to a side and really get to know whose side you're on and get to know who you're following behind. Just like we have all these influencers, these entertainers, these different people who make you think that the path to success is simply is being talented and simply is, you know, they'll tell you what it takes to make it here, but they don't tell you, they'll show you what they got from being here, but they don't show you what it takes to get here by misleading and deceiving the masses. I grew up listening to rap just like a lot of other people, listening to all of the hip hop and whatever, right? Entertainment. It's not by choice, it's by design. I didn't choose to like these type of things. This was what's pushed on my mind. This is what was programmed to us, certain artists, certain different things, like even with sports, like no matter where you go for entertainment, there are people there who are placed there to keep your attention and mold you in a certain way. Like we all love music, right? I love music. I love soul music. I grew up in a church household. But nevertheless, the devil found his way into our household through music. Promoting a lot of sexual, over sexual activity. Now, a lot of people are diseased and not even enjoying life because of that false narrative of being over sexual. And, too sexually to where they're getting too evolved and too corroded. It's just like this cup of water that I'm smoking out of, right? It was clear water, but once you post something, filter it in, it gets tainted. This is actually tea. I just poured it so I can use the top to smoke or whatever. Drinking it out of this if y'all want to know. But yeah, you're become tainted. It's no longer a clear picture. That's how a lot of us is. We're just containers, right? We're these cups. And you either going to get filled with clear water or you're going to get filled with soda toxins and all those acids. And what I mean by as a pure cup, a pure vessel, you get to choose what you want to fill your mind with and what you want to entertain. So if you don't want to be a dirty cup like this, you stick away from dirty negative things. But if you want to be a clean, clear cup, unfiltered, you want to focus on positive things. And that's simply why I be into spirituality with this, because that's a clear cup, There's no confusion, there's no secrecy, there's no anything dark about it. It's just pure. And it's simple as getting started and keep going. That's why I'm doing this every day, because this is me getting started and keep going. And also renewing my mind, getting to know Christ, spending time. Of course, I want worldly things. I'm a human. I'm having a worldly experience. But nevertheless, I'm not distracted nor competing with people for an experience. That's exactly what it is. When my time is my time, but in the meantime, I'm focusing on evolving to the person that I'm designed to be. So many people waiting on the rapture because they're not willing to put the work in to become who they're designed to be. Focus on this person's life, focus on that person's success, and different things like that. The race is to those who endure and to carry on. And for those who carried on are the ones who are keep going, focus on that race, like Martin Luther King and Michael Jordan and all these people with all these different accolades that kept going to that mission was complete. Not saying that that's success to them, but as far as the mainstream, seeing somebody be dedicated and go and running their race, that's success to us. For those of us who desire to be in that position to have that experience. So that's what I mean by like what you focus on. If you want to taint your cup or you want to keep your cup pure on what you focus on and what you truly desire to become. Because once you become tainted, you have to spend time cleaning yourself up through meditation, prayer, forgiveness, and different things like that. It's just that lower vibration, right? And this is what I like to pull out. Well, I basically got notes on vibrations and frequencies because I'm big on energy. And certain energies you tap into that you play with or whatever. Like when you happy is the energy you tapped into, and different forms of happiness is like ecstatic, joy, and different things like that, right? And there's different forms of different other energies like frustration. You can come to about violence. You can come about anger. You can come about depression and different things that goes to that, right? So it's different avenues. It's an umbrella with different things under it. That's what energy is. And once you tap into a certain energy, you just got to be aware of what comes up under that umbrella. under umbrella. What goes with that umbrella, basically? It's a lot of things come with a lot of things. This world will show you a lot of shiny lights, and when you get towards it, it's like, oh shit, this was just a little glitter. It's not nothing gold. And that's what the world is. Like I was saying about with these influencers, these entertainers, they're just the glitter, but they're not the gold. These people majorly sell out, and they need somebody to help them feel fulfilled again, so that they can, it's just like this, right? Once you become saved, our job is to help save other people. And that's the exact same on the other side. When you join the dark side, your job is to taint more spirits, taint more people and keep on filling your cup into their cups until you're eventually empty and you can refill yourself. That's why misery loves company, because misery is a cup like this that's just trying to fill it all out until it's emptied again and then really refill with the same negativity or positivity. And you never know. We're all just cups. Until you spend time getting to know Christ, that's discernment that'll reveal, like, okay, this cup is a little tainted. You don't need to be yoked with this person. That's how you figure out if you're equally yoked with people or not. Because what's inside this cup, I'll let you know. And it's just like, I'm not a scientist, but I get a little bit of it and I understand a lot of it. It's just born knowing, but I'm not knowing all. Certain shit just makes sense to me, just like breathing automatically, right? I don't have to think about it too much. I just do it because it makes sense. Um, it's universal anyway. But with that being said, it's about consciousness. Whenever I'm unconscious that I'm breathing, I could just stop it, right? Be consciously not doing it. Or how I walk and talk and different things like that. Like I don't have to really super think about this stuff. It's just something natural because I practice it time and time again. Second nature to me. Certain practices become second nature to you. It becomes who you are. The more you practice anything, it becomes a habit. It becomes embedded in your DNA. That's how people get to know who you are, what's your MO, your main objective in life. Or, you know, as you go about entertaining and engaging with people, that's how they get to tell who you are, because your repetitions, your habits, the stuff that you focus on the most, the stuff that becomes who you are in your DNA. We live eons of lifetimes. We barely really remember them, but when we do come into this existence, into unknowing, you wonder how do you know certain things, because in all of your lifetime, this is who you become in your DNA. You don't just wake up and be like, oh, I want to be a piano player. No, these are the things you focus on throughout your lifetime. Maybe one lifetime you was about rhythm, another lifetime you was about melodies. This lifetime you're about notes, musician notes, getting to understand it there. And now the lifetime that you're in currently, you're fucking taking action on playing that piano because you're kind of like, wow, I get it. And somebody looking at you might be like, wow, I see this your first time playing it, but you're playing like you've been playing before, because that's who you've been becoming your whole life, in many lifetimes. And once you pass away and into the spirit world, you will have certain rhythms that you can flow with, different stuff like that, because of who you are, your DNA, so you become. And we can always simply change who we are by spending time doing different things. If you want different, you have to do different. That's the only way different becomes. And we can all read a definition of insanity, keep doing the same thing, expecting a different outcome. That's crazy. But to actually want different is to do different. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy or comfortable. It just means that it's possible to get started and it's figure outable. Digital marketing isn't easy because you got to keep figuring out different things, and the world changes. The way that you present something ain't going to be the same way that people accept it all the time. Just like music, right? Music has been around, it's going to keep being around, but that doesn't mean that everybody's going to accept a new wave of music like rap, hip hop, drill, all of this stuff, right? It changes over time. It's going to continuously change. Now it's mumble rap, and basically R&B is just who can say the most explicit stuff, like for real. This is my opinion, though. I rarely listen to new music because it's all trash to me. No disrespect to a lot of you new artists, but if you trash, you trash. And if you make it to my ear, it's something that I like to hear. It's something nice. Just like every other music that I've found out about, like if it makes sense. It makes sense. If I could feel it, if you actually saying something, then yeah, I support it. I want to hear it. I like things that feed my soul, like a bunch of that rah rah shit. Like, I like it. Don't get me wrong, but too much is unhealthy for me. So I turn it off and then I'll switch it up. I like all type of music, honestly, especially something that I can feel, something I relate to. And then again, like I was saying, with these influences and stuff like that, growing up being more conscious, I started realizing like these people are a lost cause and they're trying to guide me to my damnation, right? They're trying to guide me um, to my end. They're trying to guide me quickly out the way, influencing us to do wrong, to be convicts and criminals, infecting our communities with drugs and violence. Just a lot of nonsense, right? A lot of ignorance. And we thought it was cool because wow, these have people making money. They really older men acting like they're younger boys. Like when I was a preteen, right? Probably like 11, 12, watching rappers and actors. We thinking probably like in a teenage, but really these people are like in their mid 20s, a little earlier. Like Lil Wayne, we thought he was like 14, 15 when he came out. This dude was already like 27. And just like TLC, they was like they mid 20s singing and rapping to little 13-year olds talking about sex and all this and that. It's like when you really think about it, like this type of stuff wrong. That's pedophilia, that's predatory type of behavior. Even Arsenio Hall, he was like in his late 30s talking to these young girls looking like he was like, what I'm saying, they age. And I was looking at this stuff like, damn, how old was dude dressing like this? Talking to these little girls and these little girls doing stuff like this, targeting younger girls. So I was like, okay, I really see what it is now. A lot of people my age and my generation grew up busting, over sexualized, AIDS. Like it's nasty, right? And they ain't gonna tell you about this, but it is what it is. Some of them so sexualized they got confused and they start sexing on their own type, like weird shit. Disgusting, right? A part of the problem. Lust, lustful, very lustful, desirable, not desirable, but everybody's chasing desires. Everybody's chasing gratification, blind to the realities and the troubles that's come with, and this is our worldly type of behavior. This is a worldly mindset. And for the other side of that, with these rappers in these movies that they was portraying, at first it was a point where it was like, oh, you should go to high school, you should go to college. But the whole thing about that was to get us to there to join these cults, to join these sororities and fraternities. Like that was the whole agenda for that. If we can't get you in the streets, we're going to get you in the cults. And this is really how they was pushing us. And a lot of people my age nowadays are stuck in this stuff, so lost because of the rewards they get from serving the dark side. And as I get older and I look like, wow, I missed out on this. I wish I could have did this and that. And I'm kind of glad I was sheltered in this way because now I see the truth. I could have died in my sins just like a lot of people who are doing and who have done. And that's a sad thing to watch so many people be lost, a lost cause, and to die lost. And it happens so quick, so much. People die every day, all day, throughout the years. Certain people, you know, like my little sister Team Angie, that came from a loss years ago. Still haven't really fully recovered from that. But all of these things keep you distracted to keep you in that loop of being lost in darkness, thinking that all these things are desirable, entertaining, and You get so wrapped up in pursuing this stuff that you lose yourself and you're never really happy. Like the pursuit of happiness is a true goal to pursue. Of course, I work, I want money and all this and that, but it's just a tool to use, just like food and water. And once you truly understand that, then you can just use these tools to maintain and survive. Like you want to really sit here and work for food all day, right? Of course, you want to eat. We all get hungry, but you will do all these things. I'll just leave it at that because you know where I'm going with it. And of course, it's a question to be asked. People don't want to answer this question. Just like here comes Thanksgiving, right? People are going to be stealing turkeys, and they probably going to be having all these missing kids formed and shaped. Like I don't know, but with the food, everything is questionable. You know, this world is questionable. I hate to even be talking like this, but it is what it is, right? Once you wake up and you finally see things, it's hard to go back to sleep and not see these things, and it makes you really question everything because everything truly is questionable. With all this secret stuff going on in the world, it makes you think like, you know, what are people intentions? What is people really on? And you never really know because this is what's portrayed, it's what's pushed, it's what's acceptable, I guess. I can't even find the words. It's so disgusting to think about the world that I'm in, the people that live in it, you know, a lot of lost causes. And it's like, wow, you know, like the things that people put in value on, it's just amazing. It's just, you know, it's to me, I'm lost for words, you know. But it is what it is. It's the world that we're in. It's a lost place. There's so many people conform to this world, so many lost people. That's why you hear all of these crazy nonsense things going on, and people justify it just easily as they do because they don't see anything wrong with this world and the things that goes on here. But the red flag with that is the road to hell is wide and open, and the road to heaven is narrow and short. It's not a road that's desirable. What I'm doing is not desirable. You know, I'm not making a whole bunch of money off of this. I'm not where I want to be with this, but I'm at peace nevertheless. I'm not out here changing who I am to please anybody. I'm not people pleasing. You know, I'm not conforming to the ways of the world. I'm not seeking to please women or men. Stuff to pay attention to, and a lot of people don't really like that dedication. They don't really want to put that type of work in. You know, it's easier to not do shit, and it's comfortable. So a lot of people stay in that comfortability. It's been a whole year working on my dreams and goals, and I'm not stopping. But at the end of the day, God been providing everything for me. You know, I haven't been majorly stressed. Last year, I learned a lot from overgiving and being there for everybody. And you know, like motherfuckers will take advantage of you, but you can't be mad at people because people gonna be people, and you just learn to deal with them or don't deal with them. And that's what I've been learning. You know, you don't gotta fuck with everybody. Everybody don't have to fuck with you. You definitely don't need everybody in your business, and everybody not gonna go with you to your successful journey. People gonna fall off along the way. You're gonna want people to come. You're gonna want to bring people, but at the end of the day, you're just gonna continuously hold yourself up. You know, not everything is for everybody. You might be the most nicest person in the world, but that doesn't mean that that's gonna make you succeed in life. You have to have boundaries, and you have to tell people no, and you have to separate yourself from the world to focus on your dreams. Jesus didn't do it on his own. He had 12 people, but at the end of the day, like if they wasn't on task, then he left them behind. Like he didn't wait on niggas. He didn't spend time trying to convince niggas. He said what he had to say, and he led by example, you know. And he didn't really preach a lot because he was living, and people want to know like who are you and what is it to you that you know make you so different. And that's when he got to preaching to people, telling them. And that's what it is when you find Christ. Like it ain't nothing you go preach to people about. You show people the lifestyle, and people will know that you're different from things that you do, the stuff that you think about, the stuff that you speak on. You know, a fool can be sound real good, but a fool is also smart when they know to shut up, right? So a fool can be dumb, and a fool can be wise at the same time, which and vice versa as well. You know, you can think you're wise because you know Christ, you choose Christ, but you'll be a fool to push it on someone else who's not ready. It's like the world is used to sleeping in the darkness. They're used to not having a lot of sound. Now all of a sudden you're awakened and you're shining with a flashlight. You're going to disrupt people's peace, and they're not going to accept your peace offering as likely as you thought because you're coming in a peaceful way. But you got to understand, like that's what I mean by being smart, but being a fool at the same time. Like it's smart to have discernment, to have knowledge, to be knowing things, right? But it's also smart to know when to know things and when to share things and when to expose things. So that's just what I mean. Like, you know, when you follow Christ, you're going to be illuminated to a lot of things. You're going to be enlightened to a lifestyle that most people sleep on their whole life. You're going to know how to discern who's a tainted water bottle, who's not, who to engage with, who not, who to share some light with, who not, because these are important, right? You didn't see God always in the clubs, or I mean, Jesus in the clubs, or he wasn't going looking to, you know, that's my point. Like he didn't go to prove anything. Whoever he could save, he saved and he helped. And they went and told other people like this the nigga you need to fuck with. Whatever, woo, 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 right? And that's just how it goes. And of course with that, you're gonna be persecuted. And why? Because people don't like that. The world hates that. They hated Jesus for being that and they killed him. And people that speaks the truth on Jesus' behalf, they hate it. This is what it is to be a part of Christ, to be hated, for the world to not truly understand you. But at the end of the day, this is what we're called to do, and this is how we're called to do it. So I don't care what I look like to people. At the end of the day, I'm at peace. I'm at peace. I have peace. And you know, it looks different from person to person. People might like, oh, you've been doing this for a while. It looks easy. It looks fun. It's my journey. It's what I make it look like. I can share every part of it, you know, and you take what you want to take from it. But at the end of the day, is what I'm focused on is my journey. Everything ain't for me, even with my mentor. You know, like she's a total different person. We're not the same person, but we are doing similar things, so we can learn from each other. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna be a fucking spitting image copy of her, trying to copy everything she do because she's successful. Because what works for her is what works for her. That doesn't mean it's gonna work for me, or that even I'm trying to be headed in the same direction. As far as success, yes, in certain parts of her success, I want to emulate and copy that, yes. But as far as who I'm developing to be, that's who I'm going to develop to be. I'm not going to force myself to be like somebody because I want their success, I want their experiences. No, this is a part of being authentic, you know, not to be liked, not to know it all, to make mistakes, but to continue to evolve and grow on your way to being truly who you are designed to be. You know, we always want to be whatever we want to be, but that doesn't mean that's who we are supposed to be. I wanted to be a firefighter when I was young. That doesn't mean that that's who I'm supposed to be. But certain parts of that has been a part of my personality as far as putting myself out there courageously to help people in need, you know, as far as stick up for freedom, justice, and different things that's dear to my heart that I hold valuable. Different things like integrity and peace and freedom, right? Different stuff that I fight for just because that's what I value as far as a peaceful life for me and for others. But I can't change the world overnight. I can't change it by myself, you know. I don't think that this world will ever be a safe place to live, no matter where you go in the world, because the mind of the people is so corrupt and so corroded and so into secrecy. You never know what people's intentions are. But at the end of the day, I'm not looking forward towards no rapture because I'm unhappy in life and I'm ready to get up out of here. I really wanted to play a video about that, like, you know, fear mongering and stuff like that. Because people be out here really foolish and these cults, they have you thinking you doing something, right? You're a part of something. And that's the danger, to try to be a part of something. To be so thirsty to be a part of something, to be a part of people, because Like I was saying, I wanted to rap and do a lot of things, but my father, who introduced me to this spiritual world, was always frowning upon certain things of the world that I liked. And I was like, I wonder why. But now I'm being able to see clearly like what these traps was about. I see and I know. Like this world will lead you to your death quicker than they'll lead you to the slaughter quick. They do not care about you. People so jealous, it's so secrecy, it's so, miserable. They want to pour a little bit of their misery into you. And the way that you'll notice is like, how do you feel after you get done engaging with people, interacting with people? That's exactly how you know if a motherfucker just poured some tainted into your cup. Whenever you feel drowsy, tired, irritable, that's a motherfucker who tainted your cup. People don't work on themselves. They just go pouring out the negativity into any and everybody who will accept a little bit. But on the opposite hand, the people who protect their energy, they're not doing that. They don't want any and everybody in there, they're not pouring out to everybody. They're not receiving from everybody. They're trying to protect their energy to stay pure so they can be what they're supposed to be in this world, like Michael Jackson, Gandhi, Mandela, a few white folks that y'all know about, whatever, right? I'm not trying to be like that. I just don't know a lot of white people that do stuff. Obama, I mean, there go one. He a white boy. Fucking, and I say that because of how he act. Like the dude, I like Obama, but he ain't no. I don't want to see him like one of the guys. You know what I'm saying? I look at him as like a mixed kid. If you like black like us, we grew up like, because the world is so divided. We know a real nigga when we see a nigga, right? He not one of them. No disrespect. Especially a nigga who promote gay shit. Like, come on, dog. You not a real man. In my opinion, you not a real nigga either. But I did like Clinton. I like Bush. He was a real nigga though. Bush, he was like the bad guy. Like he didn't give a fuck. And I like that about him. he he was doing what he had to do, right? He make that money. He got his own oil. Like he had a mission, and he ain't fuck around. Him and his dad. So I mean, no matter what they was personally, overall, like these were some real niggas to me. Like, you know what I'm saying, real men. I didn't like them personally for the certain shit they was doing, but what I learned from them, like how to be a stand up guy, right? In the public, he was like he wasn't no pushover. He don't look like the type that, you know what I'm saying, like what I'm talking about. He don't look like this type of guy, but he is. Obama is totally different. He looks like the type, but he ain't. He promoting all this gay shit, this Fruity Loop type confusion shit. Like, dude, get the fuck on somewhere. And then everybody at his time was dealing with police harassment. Like even now, they pushing the shit back. They running it back with the police, with the government just policing the streets and doing too much. With the whole propaganda stuff, like oh the blacks, the white, the whole division shit. Like they running that propaganda again. They got the ISIS doing it this time. Last time it was just the boys in blue. Next year it'll probably be fucking who knows, CIA or some new shit going on. I don't know. But the story is the same, It's like I'll show y'all with these markets. History repeats itself. Just like 1010, I was just showing y'all, like it was gonna be an event happening, and now you see what's happening. Like it's a few things happening to be honest. The government shut down. All of the celebrity news, entertainment, Diddy getting sentenced, Lil Durk probably finna go through his case or whatever. The McDonald's girl, yeah, she worked at McDonald's. Her case going this month. But besides all that, in Chicago and Memphis, they got the police running up in people's cribs, snatching people up. You got the stocks doing numbers like a motherfucker. Like, where all this money coming from if y'all don't got money for, like, which is weird to me, but hey, I see the moves that's being made. And kids, you not, by the end of this day, at least over this weekend, something is going to be catastrophic. I guess that's the word. I just want to sound smart. But basically, some national global is going to happen tonight If not happened this morning, I haven't read the news. But I'm pretty sure today the 1010 portal, since it's opening up all these energies as well, and something's going to happen. Maybe a new what they call it, play. They ain't been talking about this, but over there in Asia, they've been getting fucked up. All this idol worshiping they got going on, all of this weird stuff. And I like y'all a lot. I love y'all culture, but I don't partake in idol worshiping. You know, I'm not making no nothing to go stand up on. All of this stuff is culture. It is what it is, right? I'm glad that my culture I grew up in was totally different. I grew up having spirituality, but we didn't grow up worshiping idols and objects. If it make any sense, you know, we didn't. We go to temples and churches and all this shit or whatever, right? I don't go anymore, but I grew up not having something physical to worship. It was always a fantasy, a genie, a type of person that you can't see. You got to just believe. That's how I grew up. You know, when it's spiritual stuff with this whole, you know, spiritual side, whether whatever religion, basically religion is just a form of spirituality. How you practice whatever spirit you want to practice, whatever God you want to call it, whatever deity, whatever, right? All that shit spirit. Deities, entities, spirit. As far as the spirit goes, I wasn't taught to have a physical object to connect with the spiritual. We was taught that was the so that makes the most highest power of the spiritual side not too happy. Just like you got lower powers of the devil, all these whatever, right? Y'all know where y'all could get y'all energy from, basically, when it comes to spiritual things. I said that to say this, like whether you believe in different ones or not, whatever you believe in, you know they got energy, and you know for a fact that you can make them happy by certain sacrifices or offerings. You know you can make them mad. So that's what I'm saying, right? You can make them happy, you can make them mad. You can engage with them. The God that I serve, the spirit that I serve, don't like us worshiping physical objects. He like us just to spend time reading his word, getting to know his mind, getting to know ourselves, and being transformed in that way. And sharing who we are with other people. As simple as that. I said this to say that. I said that to say this as far as what Asia going on. My God is a jealous God, and He does eventually get tired of all of the stuff that He says He don't like and don't want going on. And people think it's just a joke, but when He starts cleaning up house and He starts destroying these other gods to show you that where His power is and who has the most power and who is all powerful, He starts cleaning up house. That's all I can say. People start getting struck down, right? These other guys that these people serve, it starts to show that they have no power and that they have deceived the people, and that these people now, unfortunately, they have to pay the consequences. They have to be accountable for being blinded by serving these idols. I'm not trying to fear anyone, fear monger, but I am speaking truth. And the truth is, these mudslides, these fires coming from the sky, all of these so-called natural disasters that's happening is because of this idol worshiping. And God is tired of warning you guys to clean it up and get it right. The Philippines, different little places, you know, the whole country is in shambles because of all of this idol worship and stuff. And they ain't gonna tell y'all this because they want y'all to think that this stuff is cool and there's no consequences with it. But I'm warning you guys to truly, truly pick a side and truly, truly get to know what God you are serving. What are their intentions? Well, not what are their intentions, but like, you know, is this something holy? Is this something pure? And you should be able to answer that question. If you don't know, there's your answer. It's not. You should be able to have a definite yes or a definite no. Who you serve and the things that they got you doing that you're involved in? Is this something holy? Is this something pure? Is it something that's going to help another person in a loving, lightly way? What is love? Because we get that word confused so much. My God says this is love. Uh, 1 Corinthians chapter 13. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love is gentle. Love is forgiving. Love is slow to anger. And I'm just paraphrasing because it's a lot of things. But if you want to learn more about love and what love is, I encourage you to read it there. And notice how I said it is patient, it is kind, it is slow to anger. When you love somebody, you don't hurry up and talk about them. You don't hurry up and put them down. You don't, like what I ain't finna keep. This world is total opposite of love. All of the quality traits of love. They say I love you, and this it sounds good, it feels good, but it's not true. Hold on, I'm looking for something real quick. I usually just have everything put up, but I learned like the type of energy that I get as far as resistance. I can't do it like that, so I'm doing it like this. It's just like irritating, dog, when I try to have it all set up and then it'd be like, the resistance. So I just go as I go. I wish I could be making more videos like how you, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I gotta adjust with the changes. It ain't like it want to work for me. Force it to happen, but it is what it is, dog. I'm doing the best I can with what I got, and I'm just gonna keep it going. But yeah, once you are aware to the signs and symbols, you start seeing what's going on. You be prepared for this world. Like with all of this stuff going on, it never affects me. Not saying that I ain't concerned because I am aware, but it don't affect me. Like with this government shutdown, I'm seeing what. Okay, what I'm saying, all of this stuff going on, I'm seeing so many blessings. I'm seeing so many opportunities. What is total opposite of what seems to be going on. Like, oh, the government shut. There's so much stuff to worry about if you one of them type of people. But my experience, my reality is totally different. I'm constantly seeing new opportunities to invest in. God is steady blessing me. I'm not having to go sell out to try to be like everybody or have their experiences when they're having them. All right, I'm gonna share my screen with y'all real quick and then show y'all this. And then I'm gonna let y'all go for the day. I just bust a move with investments. This was with the stocks and stuff. And also I just dropped some more NFTs. I'm gonna show y'all a bit. I'm proud of those NFTs. Pretty nice. All right, this for the 1010 portal for today. Like I don't really know what it's gonna say or anything like that, but it's a powerful day on today. These days don't happen every day. The energy of the day isn't always sticking around. But if you wanna capitalize off of it. And no shame to anybody who know how to use energy because it is a real thing. Um, it is. That's why people they want power. They try to use energy in different ways, and they try to figure out how to use energy in different ways. That's why they do all these different spells and rituals and stuff like that. Because even with serving Christ Jesus, you can call it a ritual, you could call it a spell, you could name it, label it however you want to. But when you engage in certain energies, like with prayer, you can call that a ritual. You can call it whatever, right? But it's an energy exchange. You channeling certain energy. It's a sacred thing to do. And that's basically what these things are. They're sacred. They're sacred rituals, as you per se, or they're sacred practices. I mean, it's no different, right? It's no different. Just like when you take communion, that's a ritual. When you baptize somebody, that's a ritual. A lot of these subliminal things are rituals, and their energy exchange and practices. So, however you want to look at it, However, right, there's no. That's why I say there's no shame to anybody has different practices. Practices is when you start practicing to worship an idol, something that's can easily be broken in half or burned. Stuff like that is where my issue lies. Like once you start getting into that stuff, like crystals and all of this weird type of stuff, that's where you open the doors to some things that you're really not prepared for. And I just warned you about that. I'm going to warn you about that. Like, once you start idol worshiping these things, that you guys want to take that away. You're going to be disappointed when you realize there's no power in these objects. So when y'all in there got the little shrooms or shrines in your closets and these Baphomets and these motherfucking pentagrams and all this weird shit going on, there's no, well, that's not the right way to go about it. Because once you get caught up in all of that stuff, it's too late. You done sealed your fate. I have just as much spiritual power, and I don't walk around with all of those type of weird things. I don't need to. I don't have to. My thing is like when you serve the true God, you don't have to do all that extra stuff. You don't need to. And if something's not for you, it's not for you. Of course, we all want to be successful, but I mean, if you have to go do all these things to get it, go ahead, right? We all have our own will, and we all do with our will, with our own will. That's why people end up where they end up. But if you desire not to be caught up in all that stuff and truly be at peace, then Jesus is always calling you to get to know him and how that you can be successful without having to go do all of this weird stuff. We all have to answer for our sins. We're all gonna have to be accountable. Whether you think you're doing something secret or not, just to let you know, God sees all, the spirit sees all. That's how these spirits know exactly how to tempt you and exactly how to get you to follow suit and comply to their commands. Whenever you sin, you're being used by the spiritual world to get that deed done. Whenever you praise God, you're being used by the spiritual world to get that deed done because it's a spiritual battle. That's why you always have two thoughts to entertain, whether to go this way or that way. Should I speak up for Christ or should I stay silent for the devil? And that's conscious thoughts that we have. Those are the decisions we have throughout the day. That's why it's important to guard your mind, to guard your energy. Because if not, you won't be this vessel of clean water throughout the end of the day. You'll be so colorful and tainted to where you need to spend time relaxing in prayer and getting to know God's word as He will drain you out and fill you back up. I do this every day, all the time. Sometimes when I'm so fulfilled with the toxics of the world, I'll go soak in the tub and just pour it all out, leave it all there. That's a ritual I do. It's how I use my energy to protect my energy. Different little things, right? But at the end of the day, it's about having faith, getting started and never stopping. I took this route with Christ and I'm like, I'm going to endure my journey and I'm going to run it successfully until this race is over with. And I'm going to be happy in this world and in the spirit world when my time is over with. And just know that I'm on my path, my path to success, whatever that may look like for me, whatever that may embark on, because the journey continues, the marathon continues. And I'm going to continuously wake up each day that God allows me to and keep running my marathon until it's finished. I'm grateful for the things that I do have, and I'm courageous about going after the things that I don't. Whether succeed or fail, it doesn't matter. I know if it's for me at the end of the day. And just because I fail doesn't mean that I'm a total lost cause. It just means that I have to reroute my plans or I have to adjust my desires because not everything is for me, no matter if I want it or not, no matter if I go for it or not. And just because I obtain something, that doesn't mean that it's for me as well. As easily as you can obtain things, as easy as it can be taken away. The way that I like to learn and earn things is by pursuing, pursuing how to be a millionaire. That's why I don't play the lottery. That's why I don't gamble. Because as easily as you can win it, as easy as you can lose it. And therefore, I haven't gained any real skills to be sustained. Therefore, I don't entertain that vain promise of instant success. I work for it, go for it. And this is what it takes. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's story is different. Everybody has their own story to tell if they're actively, living it. For those of you who are living it, you have a story to tell. You have a testimony. For those of you who's waiting on the rapture, hey, we don't want to hear shit else from y'all. Yeah, y'all. I really want to play this shit so bad, but this would be me making fun of them for my own ego, satisfaction. I feel gratified by making fun of these people, and that's not right. So I'm not going to do that. But what I am going to do is show you guys about this energy of today.
While M10 portal suddenly opened. Now, your earth will be open to ahead of time. Because billion people couldn't be contained any lives. It's because something in you was already at the frequency of tomorrow. But unmistakably, Paul decided to open. There's now no still trapped. Old one. You could feel drifting, conversation, shifting. In a new phase, you're crossing, and once going back.
You see this line? Mm, let me see real quick. This sounds so sweet. And that's sad as hell. Let me hold on. They born with the is used and to push so heavily to get people like that. Saint Jude part of it. They always advocating for the children's with the C. How the fuck they get that? I ain't even gonna wait on no response because the answer is out there somewhere. But at the end of the day, like, why these kids going through this stuff? It's something like I don't know, dog. I don't know what to say about it. to get something to eat. Like I was saying, like this be the resistance. I don't know where it cut off at, or you know what I'm saying, nothing like that. I only took a quick little second to go put a burrito in this bowl that I just made, put some hot sauce on it, and fucking eat it while we watch this video. I get back, I'm thinking everything good. This motherfucker ain't cut off. Can't stop it. Hang on. Cap like that shit ain't irritating. Especially when I got other shit in mind that I'm trying to do and I want to do. But this is a money making activity and I want to get it done. I just hope I can get through this shit. This is what I was talking about with creativity. And what he's saying as well, like my shit ain't gonna be perfect. You'll watch it, I'll watch it. You'll be like, damn, it cut off. Then it's, you know what I'm saying? My videos ain't how they used to be. They getting better in as far as value, but as far as quantity, not quantity, but overall production, I'm not satisfied. But me being satisfied, fuck how I feel. If I was to be based on how I feel, I wouldn't get shit done, you know, because I ain't been satisfied for the past 5 months. I've been dealing with this shit for like at least 8 months now. The first 2 months of the year it was decent, but I ain't really pushed forward because my auntie was sick and she was passing away, and I was getting weird feelings about something happening. So my spirit, I wasn't as fucking enthusiastic as I am or has been to do this because I got shit going on. And especially on top of me trying to make the videos and this stuff happening, that shit irritating, dog. It's very unencouraging. It's not inspiring at all. And this would have stopped a lot of people from even going for a whole year or even keep going for to the fucking 10th month of the year, 8 months later. It's not easy at all. I got stuff in mind that I'm trying to do while I'm trying to do it. I'm dealing with the fucking Wi-Fi, all of this weird bullshit, right? And on top of that, I gotta get back on track and on point on what I was trying to do. Actually get the shit done and then be able to move on to the next project. Like I was just showing you, I got a video uploading right now and it's still not done. Like I did this at fucking 6 o'clock this morning. It's now fucking 8:47. I started making this food like an hour ago while I was doing all of this stuff. Yeah, like nah, just about an hour ago. Because it's been done for a minute. Like I prepared before this, right? Like around 7ish. So I've been up for the past 3 hours prepping and trying to get shit done. And even in the midst, it's like, you know, whatever, right? Whatever. But I'm still grateful though, you know, like Boosie said, I'm still thankful. He was like, people knocking at my door, but I'm still, oh yeah, I'm still happy. Yeah, I'm still happy. Like Lil Boosie said, I'm still happy, dog. Despite all the bullshit, I'm still happy. And I'm serious too. I am happy. You see what I wrote at the bottom? Happy new month. This word happy be in my vocabulary a lot. Because I'm a happy spirited person. And no matter what demon in hell don't like it, can't stop it. So, you know, those of you praying on my downfall, I'm still on here. I know you're tired of seeing me, tired of hearing me, but you're going to get used to it. Because I'm still happy. This little irritating shit ain't going to stop me, you know. And this is my journey. This is what it takes to be successful. Like, niggas get up in the morning, they trying to go for their shit. They got people calling, bugging. They got traffic holding up. It's a lot of shit just to get to your destination. You got the fucking coworkers getting on your nerves. You got the kids needing and wanting shit. You got a lot of stuff going on. But at the end of the day, you get to it. You get through it.
Everything is built on illusion, and that generally feel ugly, exhausting, and
Look how long Buddy Fingers is, though. These motherfuckers long as hell. Like Ariana Grande and that new girl, the black girl. It's like, what the fuck is people on? Big ass eyeballs. And I curse a lot, yeah.
right now, that feels heavier for a reason. The 1010 portal is forcing and punishing you. It's purifying you. Truth is, read when it's happening. It feels like isolation or emotional because
In a good way though. That little burrito is decent with the hot sauce on it. I'm gonna go run that shit back. Got another one in there. I'm finna go journal with the hot sauce. Go make me some more hot tea because this ain't doing it. But I might go to the stove real quick. It's getting cold outside, but I like this time of day. I really like. I got up a little earlier because I like watching the sunset. I mean the sunrise. It hasn't set yet, but it's beautiful though. Like these colors outside, it's just peaceful. I like this time of day. Not this time of day, but the beginning of the day. I wanted to take a picture, but I was like, fuck it, it's just something I'm experiencing. Let that be my experience. If y'all want to experience, get your ass up, go outside, look at the sky before the sunrise, and you thank me later.
rearranging the architecture of your reality. Real transformation.
I got something else on my mind too. This chick I was talking to, trying to get to know people. I don't really like getting to know people because bitches be weird. A lot of little things turn me off too. I'm picky. I don't like certain shit. I just don't like. Like you could be the prettiest girl on earth, but if you get on my nerves, you all of a sudden ugly to me. I don't like motherfuckers to get on my nerves or to be too confident. I like a bitch that like know herself, like know yourself and be happy with who you are, type shit. I don't like no insecure ass bitch. Like, am I pretty? Do you like get the fuck on? I don't like that shit. I don't deal with that shit. I ain't gonna deal with that shit. But anyway, like, it's just a motherfucker, right? Like, oh, you don't have to be nice to me, whatever. Like, this is who I am. And if I'm not this way, then it's because I have to be like that. Like, I'm not being nice to you because you don't deserve me to be nice. But if you don't want me to be nice, then you trying to tell me to be someone I'm not. Like, girl, get the fuck on. You're a goofy. Like, fuck you mean, right? I don't want no bitch coming at me any kind of way. Like, respect me, come to me respectful. Like, I don't look at it like, oh, you're nice. Like, what the fuck? Like, that type of shit just turned me off, dog. Like, all right, whatever, right? Like, I don't got the time to be trying to be no, like, bitch, fuck you. I'm not finna be that type of nigga. Like, oh, this is like, I don't know. That's not me, right? Go find what you're looking for, basically. Like, all that extra ass shit, I ain't with it. I don't deal with that shit, dog. And when bitches be on some weird shit like that, I look at them like, yeah, you ain't the type of person that's gonna help me evolve as a human being I want to be. Like I was talking about yesterday, like certain motherfuckers, you miss them. You want to be around them because the person they bring out of you, not necessarily you be missing that person you think about a lot, but you be thinking about the person you are when you with them. Certain motherfuckers just bring the better out of you. Certain motherfuckers they, bring the worst out of you. It is what it is. Certain people you think about a lot because you're like, damn, when I'm around this person, I'm considerate, I'm kind, I'm patient, I'm ambitious, motivational. And it's not because like I want to be these things, it's because that's just who I naturally am. Like if you naturally put a seed in the ground in the right conditions or whatever, like it just might grow on its own. Just like when you naturally around somebody, you just certain shit gonna come out, right? Certain people make you frustrated. Like I was saying, when you're around certain motherfuckers, if you got discernment, and if they taming you or not, you will know because you'll be drained, tired, confused, worried, all type of shit just from being around this type of motherfucker, right? And you'll realize like this ain't the type of person that's adding to my purity, right? So yeah, that's important because that's the real transformation. Like being able to discern, like it don't matter if this was Barack Obama, like I said, this motherfucker gotta go. Retain it. It don't matter if the motherfucker was Michael Jackson, he gotta go. Or Lil Boosie, whatever, right? If you're not helping me continue to stay pure and not a part of my energy being protected, then you're not a motherfucker I need to deal with. So that's what I was thinking about. Like I just had a realization, like the person I was talking to is the motherfucker I need to deal with. Because of how I'm feeling and I'm thinking about it, like, yeah, you could kick rocks, shorty. And that's how you gotta do people too. Like that's why I stay single a lot because of shit like that, right? Like If I was to look over certain little things like that, then that'd be me like, oh, okay, whatever, right? But that'd be dumb with me as well because people could only hide their intentions for so long. And when they say certain shit, whether you joking or not, like, okay, that's what's inside your heart because this is what you're speaking on. Deep inside that your mind thinking about. And at the end of the day, whether you want to play like it ain't something you're thinking about or not, like I'm not one of them type of guys who type of people, period, who allow subtle little things to slip past my attention. You know, I'm very oriented, detail oriented. I'm a water sign, so I feel things deeply. I see things deeply. Like I'm not a surface, shallow type of guy, right? So subtle signs like that let me know, like, yeah, we need to separate. I'm not gonna put enough time into this or energy into this because you're the type of motherfucker that ain't gonna help me be the best me from whatever it is that you think and you act like. We basically, you know what I'm saying, drifting apart now at this point because certain little shit just don't sit right with me. And I'm not gonna be unauthentic trying to fuck with you because of whatever reason, right?
Like magic, it looks like reorganizing itself into order.
Yeah, like certain little shit, my pursuit, like, yeah, that don't sit right with me. People be wondering too, like, oh, you went ghost. Yeah, because we're not aligned like I thought. I might be the coolest nigga in the world, but once you ain't the coolest person to me, then yeah, that shit done and over with.
Like everything apart, it was the old scaffolding that held your life together. Can't support the frequency that's now taking over. Relationships, identities, habits, anything that doesn't missile part fed by thread.
That's just letting me know like what's not a part of my next cycle. Pulling that shit apart, thread by thread. Oh, this person goofy, this person ignorant, this place ain't for me, this object ain't added to me. Start taking that shit away, throwing it to the wasteland. Certain habits of mine, if it's not helping me grow, evolve, I gotta let that shit go. And those are my flaws. That's me working on me. I have things that I know I need to work on, and that's what I'll do. But I don't need nobody to tell me my flaws, because I know and I'm working on it. But what I don't need is nobody adding to my flaws and bringing out the worst of me because I want to be around a motherfucker or I need some company. No. What I don't need is to be enticed or influenced negatively. I can't even get the word out. I got so much shit on my mind. But since I'm not present in the moment, I'm going to let you guys enjoy your moment. Peace and blessings from Team Angie. Also, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube, Team Angie LC. Bench Watch, I got a nice catalog, pretty lovely collection of educational, motivational, and inspirational videos. If you guys looking to make money online, free blueprint copy in the bio, earn while you learn, live mentorship, master resale rights, digital marketing for beginners, teach you guys how to turn passion into profit. I just dropped some new digital art as well. Check out that. Website is below. Get your free blueprint copy right here. But nevertheless, happy Friday. Peace and blessings.